Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Jeremy Wall. Vice President and Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris will host a campaign rally in La Crosse on Thursday, according to Harris campaign officials. The campaign has not released yet any details on where Harris's rally will be located or when it will begin. This visit marks Harris's sixth trip to Wisconsin since launching her presidential campaign and her second visit to La Crosse this year. Western Wisconsin continues to be a sought-after region this election cycle. Former President Donald Trump, President Biden, Senator J.D. Vance, Governor Tim Walz, and other high-ranking officials have all made campaign stops in the region within the last 2 months. And Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will be campaigning in Eau Claire tomorrow. It will be the governor's fifth visit to Wisconsin since becoming Vice President Harris's running mate. He's expected to talk about the importance of the youth vote while denouncing the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025 initiative. Afterwards, he'll head to Green Bay, where he'll join Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer for the kickoff of the Harris-Walz Driving Forward Blue Wall Bus Tour. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is campaigning in Baraboo this weekend on behalf of the Harris-Walz campaign. Sanders visited Baraboo Middle School on Saturday, where he spoke to a crowd about abortion rights, health care, the economy, and climate change. Sanders' visit to Purple Sauk County was another display of Wisconsin's importance in the 2024 presidential race.
Well, it's no great secret that the election results here in Wisconsin are going to be very close. This is a pivotal state. I'm doing everything I can to see that Kamala Harris is our next president.
Sanders will continue his tour of Wisconsin tomorrow when he hosts another campaign event in Milwaukee. Voters are gearing up for the election. News 8 Now's Grace Monk takes us to Oktoberfest, where organizations are making sure everybody is registered and ready to go.
Jeremy, with only 3 weeks left until the November election, a group of local organizations is coming together to ensure voters in La Crosse are prepared. Oktoberfest is a celebration of National Voter Week. It allows people to get informed, get prepared, and practice voting. The event is hosted by 6 nonpartisan groups in La Crosse. Their goal is to make sure voters feel comfortable.
They can see what it's like to vote and what they have to do when they come in and show their ID and stuff like that, to make it less intimidating when, if they go there on election day or if they do early voting.
If you are not yet registered to vote, the deadline to do so by mail or online is October 16th. Reporting live in La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Grace. Let's send it over to First Warn meteorologist Nicole Skaliski with a check of the forecast. And Nicole, today it was a little bit chillier compared to yesterday.
Yeah, it was a little chilly out there. It was a little gloomy also, so that kind of contributed to some of the cooler temperatures that we saw today. Now, while most of us saw that gloom, some of us actually saw a couple sprinkles with it. And while the rain amounts weren't anything to write home about, there was some trace amounts up near east of I-94. Otherwise, most of us really just saw that gloom and those cooler temperatures. As we can see on our observed temperatures today, everyone was below 60 degrees. A great day to have curled up inside reading the book with a nice warm cup of hot chocolate, because it was windy out there too. Not really the most enjoyable outdoor day, but hopefully tomorrow we'll have a better shot at it. It's going to be a little bit chillier than the morning though. We're looking at an overnight low of 38 in La Crosse tonight. As we move throughout those morning hours, we'll slowly be warming up, but we're not going to warm up that much. We're actually going to be pretty similar to what we saw today, staying in the 50s tomorrow. In Eau Claire, a little bit cooler, seeing 34 tonight, and then those winds will start to ramp up as we get into the afternoon, but thankfully I can say they're not going to get nearly as strong as we saw today, so it's a little bit more of some enjoyable weather out there, although it's still going to be a little bit on the colder side, so a nice hot cup of chocolate could be useful tomorrow as well.
And even, a little time by a nice campfire as well.
A nice campfire would be nice too, yeah.
I'm down for some s'mores.
S'mores sound great right now. It's perfect s'mores weather.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole. La Crosse Water Utility will begin hydrant flushing tomorrow morning. The operation is part of normal system maintenance and is essential for a clean and healthy water supply. Flushing operations may cause temporary decreases in water pressure and discoloration that could affect laundry. If you experience this, the city recommends running a a tap in a basement faucet or bathtub for a few minutes until discolored water clears. Unless there's interruptions or emergencies, flushing work is expected to take 2 to 3 days. We have a list of locations flushing are expected to begin on our digital platforms. A nonprofit is celebrating 30 years of service in Winona County. Habitat for Humanity serves the community by building and repairing housing. In their 30 years, the organization has built 56 homes and constructed more than 350 home repairs in Winona County. 2 homes have been built in 2024, along with 2 more on the way. 50% of Winona homes were constructed before 1970. The age in homes in the community means the need for home repairs and construction of new homes is important now more than ever.
Housing is getting more and more expensive. It's difficult to buy a home and it's difficult to sustain your home. Our community is short over 700 housing units for the market right now, of which we are excited to be a part of changing that.
Habitat for Humanity is looking to release a new 5-year strategic plan slated to begin next year. The plan will continue to search for new projects and other ways to help the community. Well, it might be a little chilly to grow some produce, but folks in La Crosse are still celebrating garden education. Today, Grow, a nonprofit that connects kids with healthy foods and nature, is holding its Great Grow Get-Together. The fundraiser raises money for educational opportunities. Families at the Nature Place enjoy games, live music, and food based on recipes from its Kids Cooking Challenge.
I think the best thing about this event is just bringing the community together to support this really important work. We see people from all parts of the area here to just help provide the funds that we need to be able to connect kids to healthy food and nature.
Grow is hoping to raise $15,000 from the Great Grow Get-Together. Proceeds will go towards its programming. A Holmen church is going green. Today, Holmen Lutheran Church had a ribbon cutting for its solar array. The church is adding 88 solar panels and is saving $270,000 over the next 30 years. Pastor Matt Toso says he's looking forward to how it will improve the church.
And we're excited for 2 reasons. One, for care of creation. As a congregation, we're called to serve this creation. And the second part is just the release of money for other ministry that we'll be able to do because we're producing our own electricity.
Toso adds that although the pandemic is behind us, the church is still struggling financially. He says even with the amount of money Holmen Lutheran will be saving, it's still finding revenue streams that will sustain them long term. Still ahead on News 8 Now this weekend, former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are campaigning. We'll have more on the race to the White House.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm Stacy Klein. As a volleyball mom, I remember looking forward to our week for team snacks. But now even the generic brands are expensive. And while career politicians are busy pointing fingers and bickering, Wisconsin families are still suffering. That's why I'm running for state senate, to lower the cost of living, cut taxes, and get Madison back to working as a team again. Because Western Wisconsin families are tired of settling for generic brands and generic politicians.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Hi, I'm Danielle, General Manager here at the Board Store. In 1989, when I first saw my dad on the TV talking about high quality and low prices, I wasn't quite sure how I felt. But now, 35 years later, with this exceptional showroom, high quality products, knowledgeable staff, and the best installation crews in the area, I couldn't be more proud. And we look forward to continuing to serve all your home improvement needs for many more years to come. Come see us at the Board Store.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. Former President Donald Trump is campaigning in Arizona, and Vice President Kamala Harris is in North Carolina today as the race for the White House is just over 3 weeks away. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
With 23 days to go, the presidential candidates are holding dueling rallies in key battleground states. Former President Donald Trump appeared in Prescott Valley, Arizona, where he focused on an issue central to his campaign: immigration.
When I win on November 5th, the migrant invasion ends and the restoration of our country begins.
Vice President Kamala Harris returned to North Carolina as the state struggles to recover from the devastation caused by Hurricane Helene.
Moments of crisis, I believe, do have a way of revealing the heroes among us, the angels among us, and of showing us all the best of who we are.
New CBS News polling shows a stark divide between Harris and Trump supporters on issues including hurricane relief, with most Trump supporters believing the false claim that relief funds are going to people not impacted by the hurricane. On the economy, Trump voters overwhelmingly call it bad, whereas most Harris voters call it good.
It all underpins this idea. It's not just competing ideologies going forward, it's different views of what is right now in the country.
Overall, the CBS News poll indicates the race remains very tight, with Harris 3 points ahead nationally and holding a 1-point lead in battleground states that could determine the election. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Deputies at former President Donald Trump's rally in California this weekend arrested a Las Vegas man at a checkpoint for allegedly having a loaded firearm, a shotgun, and a high-capacity magazine. Coming up on News 8, from several Americans being honored for their contribution to medicine to the state of the nation's IV fluid supply following back-to-back hurricanes. We'll have a look at this weekend's top health stories.
We're going to have a little bit of a cooler start to the week with some more showers possible tomorrow. However, we have some calmer conditions ahead of us, so I'll have a full look at your full forecast coming up after the break.
Politics these days stinks. Too much hot air, and you know what else. But I'm no stranger to putting in a hard day's work and getting the job done. I have a history of bipartisan accomplishments. It's a hard job, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can reach across the aisle and pass good bills just as easily as I can walk across the barnyard with my shovel. So whether it's doing chores on the farm or passing bills in Madison, I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm ready to get back to work for you.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Guys, just like pivoting from cooling to heating season, it's a difficult adjustment.
Pivot into winter, called GNT.
Pivot! Shut up!
Called GNT.
For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Who's that Derek Van Orden think he is? He thinks he's better than us. Like that time he screamed at somebody, I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman.
Language! Who does Derek Van Orden think he is, supporting an abortion ban?
I'm Rebecca Cook. Let me tell you who I am. I grew up on a dairy farm, run a small business, and I wait tables. Around here, we work hard, respect our neighbors' freedoms, and aren't looking for special treatment. We need one of us to represent us. That's why I approve this message.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's former highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is too big a risk for America.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
From the Nobel Committee honoring several Americans for their contribution to medicine to the state of the nation's IV fluid supply following back-to-back hurricanes. Nicole Skenga looks at this weekend's top health stories.
Hurricane Milton spared a factory in Florida that makes about a quarter of the nation's IV fluids. Before landfall, federal officials had moved about 60 truckloads of IV solution out of the storm's path. 2 weeks ago, flooding from Hurricane Helene forced an IV plant in North Carolina to shut down. Baxter International supplies 60% of the nation's supply, forcing hospitals to conserve and put off non-emergency surgeries. Baxter says it's increasing production at its other locations and aims to restart production at its North Carolina plant in phases by the end of the year. Researchers say they're getting closer to understanding why some people get long COVID. A study by Brigham and Women's Hospital found long COVID patients are twice as likely to have a specific protein from the COVID virus in their blood. The study's authors say if they can identify markers for long COVID, they may one day be able to treat the symptoms with antiviral medications. And 3 American scientists have been awarded Nobel Prizes in medicine and chemistry that could lead to better health treatments. Massachusetts professors Gary Ruvkin and Victor Ambras discovered microRNA, and University of Washington professor David Baker won for his work using AI to predict and even design proteins. Those are some of this week's top health stories. Nicole Skenga, CBS News, Washington.
Let's send it over to First Warn meteorologist Nicole Skaliski for our weather forecast. Nicole, a little bit colder today compared to yesterday.
Yeah, we finally got to have that colder weather start to kind of usher in after we had a little bit of a warm up to end last week. We actually saw that 80-degree on Friday, if you can remember that a couple days ago. This weekend has been much more manageable for the middle of October. Today, though, we had a little bit of a let back with these wind gusts. Here's our max wind gusts observed for today. We saw 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts in La Crosse, 49 miles per hour up in Eau Claire. So it got a little windy out there. Thankfully, though, I can report that we're not looking at those gustier conditions continuing in to start our week off. Here's those sustained winds as we go into Monday, staying light in the morning, possibly getting up to around 12 miles per hour as we go throughout the afternoon hours. But really, this is not going to feel like a whole lot compared to those 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts that we saw up in Eau Claire. Going to be a lot more manageable, although you will feel it from time to time. Now, our sky tracker is going to show a few isolated showers as we move throughout Monday afternoon. We're not really looking at a whole lot in terms of accumulation with these, but they're going to be out there. You might feel a sprinkle or two on the top of your head as you go throughout the afternoon. Then going into the evening, that's when we're going to see the largest chance for these sprinkles to maybe be reaching the ground, really staying north of I-94 though, so we're not really expecting too much of any widespread rain or much of any rain to begin with. Here's that rain accumulation, as we can see, just north of I-94 mainly, and we're even really just looking at less than 1/10 of an inch. So maybe a sprinkler or two, but overall not too much in terms of rain showers. Going through the rest of the week as well, we're staying dry until possibly Friday night going into Saturday. That's when our next rain chance comes as a cold front moves throughout the area. But until then, we got a mostly dry week ahead of us, which doesn't bode well for these lighter drought conditions that we found ourselves in as of now. The last headline we have for the upcoming week is it's going to be a little bit cooler to start off. As we can see, this large area of cold air is really plunging down into the northeastern portion of the country. Going to stick around as we move into Tuesday as well, even getting a little bit further south. By Wednesday, it's going to be moving off to the east, so we won't really feel as cool, although it's going to be right around average as we go throughout Wednesday and Thursday. And then by Friday, we'll definitely start to feel a little bit of a warm up. We're going to be nearly 10 to 15 degrees above average, but for this time of year, it's not really that unbearable. Just going to be seeing the low 70s again. But for this time of year, we should really be seeing potentially the upper 50s for our normal high. So it's just going to be a little bit out of the range. As we look at our overnight lows tonight, we're starting to cool off, starting to feel that cool down that we're having at the beginning of the week, seeing the upper 30s going into tomorrow. Another kind of gloomier day, cloudier skies, although calmer conditions with highs in the low to mid 50s. And there's the beginning of the week, seeing 55 for the high on both Monday and Tuesday. It's just a few degrees below average. But then after that, we'll get back up to near normal, and then the low 70s to end the week off. That's what we consider a heat wave for this time of year, if you want to say that.
I will take it. I love seeing the temps in the low 70s. I'd be even happier though with 80s, but low 70s is fine with me.
I'll cut it off at the low 70s.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole. And now it's time to announce the chosen Picturing Our Community photo for the week. This week's winner is Leah Catch of Onalaska with Black River Beach. Every week we pick a photo to be shared in a gallery on our website at news8000.com and socially on our News 8 Now Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. If you'd like to participate, just head to news8000.com, click on Submit Photos and Videos under the Home tab, then click on Picturing Our Community and enter your photo. A new winner will be chosen every Friday, announced Sunday night, and then showcased online Monday morning. Still ahead in sports, Sunday NFL football. The Packers going for their 4th win of the season as they host the Arizona Cardinals. Kate has the highlights right after the break.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's former highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is too big a risk for America.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Here in Wisconsin, my patients trust me with their personal medical decisions and never ask, what does my congressman think? That doesn't stop Derek Van Orden. Van Orden calls himself 100% pro-life, compared abortion to genocide. And Van Orden said he opposed abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest. Your personal medical decisions belong to you, not him. And Derek Van Orden doesn't belong in Congress.
HMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I work hard and do things the right way. Tammy Baldwin doesn't. She pretends she's standing up for the working people. But the truth is, she's cozying up to Wall Street. Baldwin's girlfriend is a Wall Street executive who helps the rich avoid paying taxes and benefited from the massive bailouts Tammy voted for. Tammy and her girlfriend get richer while we struggle. Tammy Baldwin is a fraud.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Here we go. Week 6 of the NFL season, and teams are starting to figure out who they are and what they have. The Packers know they have a dynamic offense, but they were going to put it to test today, hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Let's go to Lambeau Field. Jordan Love making his 4th start of the season, and it was a good one. First quarter, 3rd and goal for the Pack, but Love goes to his man, and that's Jaden Reed making the grab. Touchdown Packers. It's 7-0. Later, second quarter, 3rd and 5 for Green Bay, but Love going to the sideline. And how about Romeo Doubs? Stays in bounds, dives across the goal line. Green Bay goes up 14, now 17-0. And how about the defense? 3rd and 1 for Arizona, but Evan Williams not fooled on the read option, makes the tackle. Arizona would punt it away, and Green Bay's offense was full throttle. This time Love wants to show off the arm, going deep, and he's got Christian Watson wide open for the score. Green Bay with a 24-0 lead. Arizona would get on the board, but Green Bay would find some insurance. Love dropping back, avoids the pressure. He's just going to lob it up, and Doubs comes down with it, walks in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Green Bay goes up 18. Cardinals trying to make a comeback. Kyler Murray finds his man, that's Greg Dortch, but Williams again, this time forcing the fumble. Packers recover, one of 3 fumble recoveries for the defense. Add on another field goal, and the Packers close it out 34-13. News 8 Now Sports Director Jacob Lenzendorf made his way to Lambeau for this one, and he has the post-game report.
With how good the NFC North has been to start the year, the Packers are trying to keep pace, and they were looking to take down their 2nd NFC West opponent in as many weeks. Despite a drizzle at the start of the game, the Packer offense began fast, scoring in 4 of their first 5 possessions.
You know, that was the goal for us coming in this game, was be able to start fast and get in that rhythm. And obviously, I think the first drive, not coming with points was tough, but we were able to, build on that and get back and start building on that rhythm we wanted to have. So it was huge.
And the rain would stop, but Green Bay would not. Jordan Love would connect with Romeo Doubs for the Whiteouts' 2nd touchdown in the game in the 3rd quarter, after what had been an eventful last week plus.
It feels good. I'm here to play ball. I'm a team player. I'm glad I got a dub. I'm ready to move forward.
The defense had the challenge of trying to contain one of the most electric playmakers in the league in Kyler Murray, and they were up for the task.
We just knew we had to start fast, and just limit the explosive. Keep a cap on the defense, and I feel like we did a good job. Nothing got over our head, and as long as we do that, do our jobs, and just keep the ball in front of us, we'll have a chance to get the ball out in some scenarios and just make key 3rd down stops, and that's what we did.
It was a complete performance against a squad who's already showed that they can beat a good team on the road.
The effort from start to finish, the focus from start to finish was exactly what is a great formula for winning football. All in all, I thought it was pretty efficient, really, in every phase of the game.
So after starting out 0-1 this season, the Pack have won 4 out of their last 5. Jordan Love has thrown 4 touchdowns in his last 2 home games, and the defense, well, they just continue to turn over their opponents. So next up, the 5-1 Houston Texans in what should be a dandy. In Green Bay, Jacob Lenzendorf, News 8 Sports.
Well, a cool moment at halftime during the Packer game. The Kickapoo girls flag football team took to the field for an opportunity to play at Lambeau in front of over 70,000 people. Talk about pressure. But I was told the girls had a fantastic time and that it was an amazing experience. The Panthers were up against Blackhawk, while Muskego and Verona also faced off. After an amazing comeback in Game 1 of the WNBA Finals, the Minnesota Lynx dropped Game 2 earlier today, 80-66. Minnesota fell behind by 10 during the first quarter, and they just couldn't get back into the fight. But now the series is heading to the Twin Cities as Game 3 is set for Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And the MLB playoffs heating up. The Dodgers took down the Mets tonight in Game 1 on the National League side, while the Guardians and Yankees begin their series tomorrow. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
During the 4-day sale at Home Furniture, the more you buy, the more you save. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices. Right now, this Jenna sofa is just $664. Hurry, don't miss out. Home's 4-day sale ends Monday.
As president,
I will be laser focused on creating opportunities for the middle class that advance their economic security, stability, and dignity.
Harris will lower the cost of living and cut taxes for middle-class families.
Because I strongly believe when the middle class is strong, America is strong.
Kamala Harris for president. The United Associations Union Plumbers and Pipe Fitters vote pack is responsible for the content of this ad.
Arthritis, high blood pressure, breast cancer. Almost everyone has a pre-existing condition and could lose health insurance if Derek Van Orden and Washington insiders get their way. They take money from big insurance companies, then try to strip coverage for pre-existing conditions. Van Orden and Washington insiders don't care about you, so if you get sick, you get dropped. Time to drop Derek Van Orden and these Washington insiders from Congress.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with this great offer on the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick. Featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, outstanding acceleration and handling with cargo, and a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty.
Gear up this hunting season with Johnson Tractor and get 0% APR for 54 months or up to a $2,000 cash rebate on select Kubota Sidekick RTVs. Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
Is your home missing the warm glow of a fireplace? You want one, but you're not sure where to start? Contact La Crosse Fireplace Company today. We'll design more than just your heat and glow fireplace. We'll help you pick the perfect stone, mantle, and hearth, making your heat and glow fireplace the focal point and cozy gathering space of your home. Stop into our showroom for inspiration or give us a call for a free in-home estimate. La Crosse Fireplace Company, Mormon Coulee Road, because your place is by the fire.
Celebrate the season at Home Seasonal Concepts. Enjoy 40% off the merriest selection of trees, wreaths, garland, and all your festive holiday decor needs. 'Tis the season to sparkle and celebrate Christmas at Home Seasonal Concepts, inside all home furniture showrooms.
SpaceX's Starship rocket, the most powerful rocket ever built, completed its 5th test flight in dramatic fashion. The Super Heavy rocket booster, along with the spacecraft, launched early this morning from Boca Chica, Texas. Taller than a 20-story building, Starship flew through space after detaching from the boosters, which later fell to Earth less than 10 minutes later. The craft itself flew halfway around the world before splashing down in the Indian Ocean. No one was on board, but the flight is a key milestone towards the company's aim to make Starship a fully reusable rocket system. We'll have more right after this.
Here at the Y, we offer more than just a job. We offer the chance to make a difference in a fun, flexible environment where our mission and core values drive every decision we make. Join us in this amazing work. For specific positions and details, visit our website.
I worked as a truck driver for 36 years.
And then one day I got this letter.
Your retirement will be cut.
Will be cut in half.
You don't forget something like that.
Every paycheck we put money away. But because of Wall Street greed, boom, it was gone. But Tammy Baldwin saw what they were doing and wrote a bill to save our retirement.
Then she fought like hell to pass it.
What Tammy Baldwin did for our families, you don't forget something like that.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
When I walked into these old buildings 35 years ago, I never imagined it would look like this. I never imagined we'd serve 12,000 homeowners. I never imagined I'd celebrate my 80th birthday here, and I never imagined that my then 10-year-old daughter would become the new general manager. But here we are, solid as a rock, carrying on a tradition of exceptional quality and service.
Celebrate our 35 years with your savings on new windows and doors, bathroom or kitchen, siding, sunroom or deck.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hudvy said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
WinSenate is responsible for the content of this message.
Who's that Derek Van Orden think he is? He thinks he's better than us. Like that time he screamed at somebody, I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman.
Language! Who does Derek Van Orden think he is, supporting an abortion ban?
I'm Rebecca Cook. Let me tell you who I am. I grew up on a dairy farm, run a small business, and I wait tables. Around here, we work hard, respect our neighbors' freedoms, and aren't looking for special treatment. We need one of us to represent us. That's why I approve this message.
Here at The Y, we offer more than just a job. Experience the personal satisfaction that comes from nurturing the potential of youth and teens, improving our community's health and well-being, and providing support to our neighbors. Join us in this amazing work.
Well, it's officially spooky season, so here's that first spooky forecast. We're gonna have a Halloween feeling like Monday, 55 out there. It's feeling a lot like fall. Good time to curl up with a good thriller book.
Man, that zombie's got some moves.
Thank you for watching this edition of News 8 Now This Weekend. We'll see you tomorrow morning.